Hello everybody, my name is Simranjit Singh and today we will be starting with our very basic course, that is Introduction to C. In this video, I will just discuss about some of the basic concepts of C, and we will deep in the coming lectures we will deep dive into the working and other concepts of C as well. Okay. So before starting C, we already know that C is one of the most important and one of the most popular language in computer sciences. It is like a gateway to computer science. Okay. So when you are doing C, if you do not know anything, there is no need to worry about it. Is just a basic course, and I will start with very basics of everything. Okay, so rather than discussing about the irrelevant stuff, I will just directly dive into the programming, and I'll discuss some concept that will help you in other things as well. Okay. So when we are starting with C, just keep in mind it is just a language and it can be any language. So there is no compulsion that you have to start with C, but it is one of the most recommended language when you are uh, getting into computer science. This is one of the most basic language, and it has a various kinds of functionality that will help you understand any other language. Okay, so if you understand one language, it will be very easy for you to understand any language that is present in any in the computer science. Okay, so let me just start with C, and I'll just directly dive into a simple program that is one of the most popular program referred to as a Hello World program. Okay, so when you see here, there are so many things written here. So first thing is that is written here is hash include stdio.h. Okay, so this is referred to as something called a header file. Okay, so now what header file do? What are the things that are meant for this? I will discuss it each and everything in detail. Just understand what exactly how exactly a header file looks like. Okay, so just basic stuff. Okay, another thing is here it is written as main. Now whenever something is written and after that there are these kinds of bracket. Okay, so this open bracket, enclosed bracket, this particular thing is referred to as a function. Okay, so there are so many things going on in this simple program. I'll try to discuss everything one by one. Okay. So now when you're seeing here, there is something called a curly bracket. Okay. So when you are opening a main function, that particular main function have a opening bracket as well as a closing bracket. Okay? So everything you will write in between this function. Now you're seeing here again that is written here print f. Okay. So again there is a opening bracket and there is a closing bracket. You can also call this is also a function. So we are going on the same lines here. Okay. So just C is a language that will contain functions, that will contain variables, that will contain constants, then that will contain other keywords as well. But basic these three things are the most basic thing. Okay. So now inside this I have written hello world slash n. Okay. So slash n is just for a new line that it will print a hello world and it will go into the next line. Okay, so the output that we will get from this program is hello world, whatever is written here in the bracket in the quotes here, hello world, and then the pointer will move into the next line that will be here. Okay, so this is the meaning of this particular slash. Now understand this. Whenever anything is written between these quotes, okay, so whenever anything is written between these quotes, this is referred to as something called a string constant. Okay, so these are the basic things. I'm not going into very detail, but I'm just going into a that what actually a simpler program in a C language looks like. Okay, so now one your question will be that what is hash include and what is this stdio.h. Okay, so it is kind of a, if you see here stdio.h means here it is a standard input output file. Okay, so what I'll just writing the full form here, standard input and output. Now what is the meaning of this? Why we include this? Why is this, what is this hash include means? I'll discuss. Okay, so now when you are starting with this hash include, okay, so it is one of the header file that is already written here. Now what is the meaning of this hash? Okay, so understand this. C has a very large library of functions, of header files, and of other things as well. Okay, So suppose this is a library that is present here, and in this library there are so many books that are present in this particular thing. Okay, so suppose these are the books that are written here. Okay, so when I write hash include studio.h, what actually is meant by this? So suppose this is the book that is referred to as stdio.h. Okay, so in this book it will contain how to standard input and output a particular file, or input or output a particular variable or anything. Okay, so it works like that. Okay, so when I go and discuss about this in the code, I will try to explain it in a quite a bit of detail. Okay, so for quite now you just understand it. There are a lot of libraries that are in the library. There are a lot of books that are written there, and when I write hash include stdio fetch, I am including one book from the library in which the input and output function is defined. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. Just understand at this point it is working like this. Okay. So now what happens if I just take this program? Suppose I save this program as hello.c, and I just input this program to something called a compiler. Okay. So now most of the students have this particular concept that when I ask them in a class that what exactly is a compiler, they will always say the compiler is a program that will convert a high level language into a low level language. Okay, so most of the time. Okay, so high level language into a low level language. Now what exactly it means? Okay, so now high level language is something that can human understand. Okay, so human understand, that is referred to as something called a high level language. Okay, so whatever is written here, if you're seeing here, whatever is written here, it is something called a high level language because we are able to understand it. Okay, so this is particularly referred to as high level language. Now if you're seeing here hash include studio.h, main, printf, hello world, so we will try to make a little sense of it, and we can make a sense of it. If you're seeing here some words, hello world, make sense of it, print makes sense, main is also making sense, include is also making sense. So most of the time you are able to understand the words that is written here. But uh, another thing is referred to as low level language, that is just a machine understandable code. Machine understandable code. Now what is the meaning of it? It means that your machine, whatever your machine can understand, it can be only ones and zeros, not more than that, not more than that, because your machine can only understand ones and zero. So you may be thinking why we need a compiler. So why we need a compiler to convert a high level language to a low level language? Why cannot we write everything in low level language? What is the meaning of a compiler? Okay, so easily you can say that if you go into networking field also, there is something called a IP address. Okay, so what is the IP address here? I'm just relating this topic so you can easily understand with other as well. So what is the meaning of IP address is that www.google.com is the IP address. Google.com is the IP address, but actually if you see here, if you go into command prompt and you write simply ping www.google.com, what will happen? It will get a reply from something like 192.168.7.10. Actually, if you're seeing here, actually this is the IP address. This is actually IP address, but it is converted into human readable form. Okay, so we cannot remember numbers. I cannot remember 192.168.7.10, but I can easily remember www.google.com. Okay, so to convert this particular numbers into human readable form, there is something called a DNS server, that is domain name server, that is present, domain name system that is present in computer networking. Now, in the similar way, if you see here, I cannot write my code in zeros and ones. In zeros and ones, I cannot write it because there are so many things that are there. How to write this stdio dot h? Actually, it is in. You can write if you are proficient enough. You can write everything in binary, but it will be very difficult for you. So that is why the compiler is very much needed to complete this thing. Okay, so we are writing everything in high level language, and the job of the compiler is to convert it to something called a low level language. Okay, so compiler is a newer invention. Before it, there is something called a assembler. Okay, so now what this assembler used to do, it converts something called assembly language into something called a machine code. Okay, so that is machine understandable code. Okay, so that is before everything, that before compiler was invented. So assembly code is also, I cannot call this assembly code a very high language, but still it is a higher language, high level language than this particular C programming. If you're seeing here, this, uh, assembly language will be something like this, like add, uh, R naught and R naught. Now so you're seeing here, we are engaged with the machine hardware as well. So I can directly access the registers of the machines that are present in our computer. But with this, with this C programming, it will be a little bit different how to access register. But if you're seeing here, it is not that much high level language. That there will be not much words like add, multiply, and subtract. There will be these words in assembly language, and the functionality of this particular language is very very limited. So that is why we needed another language that is a very high level language, and the human can easily be able to understand and easily be able to code this particular language. Okay, so this is it for now. I will discuss everything in the next one. So thank you for listening, and